you know what? I can't name specific people because I think that there's probably a chance that they're going to reopen this case, and I don't want to, step on anybody's feet or anything like that. But what I can tell you is Greg Kading, he's just wrong. I hate to be, I'll cut right to the chase. His theory is wrong, period. And to echo what Don was saying is, especially when I was doing my case, I cannot tell you how many times that I reached out to LAPD to be part of an operation.
The gruesome murder of legendary hip-hop rapper Biggie Smalls has remained a mystery for nearly 3 decades, but that is about to change. From what you and I were told, Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight financed the hit on the Brooklyn-born rapper, an execution carried out by Nation of Islam convert and hired hitman Amir Muhammad with the help of corrupt Los Angeles cops. But as it turns out, Biggie's boss, Diddy, had all along hatched the plan to take out the rapper so that he would take all his money. So, what else do we know about this shocking revelation? Stick around to find out. The murder of Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace has remained unsolved as far as the law is concerned for over 20 years. The Bad Boy Records rap phenomenon was gunned down on March 9, 1997, just 6 months after his friend turned foe Tupac Shakur.
Every single time that this happened, that information would not only get leaked, but my whole thought process is like, look, everybody wants that question answered. Was LAPD involved in this murder?
According to now retired FBI agent Phil Carson, the timing of the Biggie killing was far from incidental. He not only claims it was a paid hit ordered by infamous Death Row Records mogul Suge Knight, but also a massive police cover-up across the board, some of which touch on Bad Boys founder Diddy. Biggie's murder was the biggest miscarriage of justice in my 20-year career at the FBI, Phil Carson told the New York Post in an article published a few years ago. I had evidence that LAPD officers were involved, and I was shut down by the LAPD and city attorneys inside Los Angeles. These said officers were reportedly bribed by Diddy to carry out the hit, the frame Suge for the mess. 1990s hip-hop fans undoubtedly have heard the names David Mack and Amir Muhammad centered around Biggie's murder investigation, and a 2003 FBI report obtained by the Post outlines their direct involvement. Amir Muhammad, aka Harry Billups, the godparent to LAPD officer David Mack's 2 children, has been identified by several sources as the trigger man, Carson wrote at the time, demanding LAPD step up and take a closer examination. Mack is a registered owner of a 1995 black SS Impala with chrome wheels, the exact description given as being driven by Wallace's shooter. Mack was eventually cleared in Biggie's case, but the rampart corruption probe of the late 1990s discovered him to be a dirty cop, leading to his arrest in December 1997 for robbing a Los Angeles bank of nearly $1 million. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison and released in 2010. Even more remarkably, the written testimony claims Diddy, not Biggie, was the intended hit, but again the former FBI believes these are tactics Diddy used as diversionary tactics. During the wee hours of March 9th in Los Angeles, the Bad Boy team all partied out at the Peterson Automotive Museum, celebrating the pending release of B.I.G.'s final album, Life After Death. Diddy and Biggie left the party in separate vehicles, and the late hypnotized rapper's SUV was fired upon, striking him 4 times.
Burroughs, I want to go back to this interview I did with him, right? He made a comment in this interview, and he said that Biggie and Puffy wasn't that close as Puffy makes it seem. What you think about him saying that?
I don't believe they were. I don't believe they were that close because Big used to always clown him. You understand? But Big needed him.
So the question is, why did they leave in different vehicles? And if you remember, on that fateful day, Biggie was set to perform in London, only for Diddy to cancel the whole thing and bring the rapper to his death spot. Was it coincidental? Well, it is. Following Biggie's murder, the LAPD had been so rattled by racial corruption in the aftermath of the Rodney King not guilty verdict, they were looking to avoid all sorts of friction and negative press. Carson says the U.S. Attorney's Office swept things involving the case under a rug in this case, likely a dusty file cabinet in the basement. In 2002, Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, filed a wrongful wrongful death lawsuit in the wake of the rampant allegations, but ultimately saw the case dismissed in 2010. Deceased LAPD detective Russell Poole dedicated the latter half of his life attempting to expose all the corruption in the department. Following his retirement in 1999, he turned to private detective work and began writing the book Chaos Merchants, Murders of Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. before dying in 2015 from a brain aneurysm. He also mentioned Diddy, though indirectly, as having the motive to take out his protege, Biggie Smalls. With justice on Carson's brain, he's given the proverbial thumbs up to the much-maligned Johnny Depp film, City of Lies. Although shot in 2018, the movie was finally unearthed on streaming platforms in April 2022 after multiple delays.
Hey, Biggie! 20 years ago, you were the lead detective on the Biggie Small case, right?
City of Lies producer Don Sikorsky says he and director Brad Furman used the sealed FBI documents to construct the film, which stars Depp as Poole and Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker as journalist Jack Johnson. When you read those sealed documents, there is overwhelming evidence that paints for you exactly who did the murder and why the LAPD covered it up, Sikorsky said, while also naming Amir Muhammad as the killer. The only person who had the influence and money to compromise the LAPD is none other than Diddy, and he's the same person who stood to benefit the most in the case of Biggie's death. Diddy's longtime foe and fellow rapper 50 Cent opened up in 2010, revealing how Diddy stood to benefit financially from Biggie's death. Speaking on Eminem's radio station, Shade 45, 50 Cent didn't pull any punches. Puffy is a bitch. You know how an ugly bitch surrounds herself with pretty girls. Well, he is the pretty bitch with the other girls around him. He will suck the life out of everyone he is around. 50 claimed Diddy is profiting from the memory of his late friend. Enough is enough, he declared in his Twitter petition, dubbed RIPBIG. Biggie's name should never have become Diddy's black card. When was the last time Diddy really was bigging up his brother, not bigging up his bank? In the 20-plus years since Notorious B.I.G.'s death, Diddy has undoubtedly made a cottage industry out of eulogizing his late collaborator. Besides the police sampling tribute I'll Be Missing You, a hit in 1997, Diddy's Bad Boy Records has issued 2 posthumous Biggie albums, with You Know Who rapping on each. Diddy has a frequent habit of dropping references to Notorious B.I.G. or his weeping mother into his own songs, and the Savvy Businessman sampled Biggie on his Angel single. And we shouldn't forget the Biggie biopic, Notorious, produced by. Or you get the picture, but the track that finally sent 50 Cent over the edge is not even by Diddy. Instead, Ghost of Christopher Wallace is a single by rapper Jay Electronica, to which Diddy contributes a cameo. This is just getting disrespectful, 50 Cent said. This song doesn't really remind me of Biggie in any way, except for having the puffy background dancing and ad-libs intro that almost destroy a good song. Remember less than a month ago when Diddy said, "That's something I'm not going to talk about anymore." The G-Unit founder lamented at the time. And it's not only the FBI and 50 Cent who thinks Diddy took out Biggie in order to profit from his works. You won't believe it when I tell you who else does. Take a guess? Well, allow me to ease your burden. That person is Mase. Yes, Mase, the same artist Diddy signed to his label and later ripped off as hell. In March last year, rapper and former Bad Boy artist Mase released a new song titled Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies, and it includes blatant shots aimed at his former CEO and collaborator Sean Diddy Combs. Rapping atop a mid-tempo track powered by horns and 808, Mase proceeds to disparage Diddy's character, pointing to his alleged misdealings as a businessman and his perceived lack of support for artists formerly under the Bad Boy umbrella. I'm the ghost of Shine. I speak for every artist never spoke their mind, representing every artist that was left behind. From Craig Mack to G-Dep, I still remember them kids trampled. For every producer you ever stole their sample, he raps, referencing the infamous 1991 City College incident in which 9 people were trampled at a celebrity basketball game promoted by Diddy. Mase doesn't stop there. He challenges Diddy to represent his hometown of Mount Vernon instead of Harlem, the neighborhood Mase hails from. He also accuses Diddy of using the death of the Notorious B.I.G. as a marketing ploy and for not properly compensating the late rapper's mother, Valletta Wallace. I'm just a Harlem nigga reppin' down a Vegas strip with my own suge. You from Mount Vernon, nigga, go and rep your own hood, he raps. You ain't no architect, you just a nigga who know how to market death. Go pay his mother what she really worth, nigga. While Mase never directly mentions Diddy by name, those familiar with both legends' history quickly attributed the rapper's bars on Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies as slights towards the man he once topped the charts with during his own heyday. This isn't the first time Mase has called out Diddy. In 2020, following Diddy's comments regarding empowerment for black artists, he accused the music mogul of not practicing the principles he demanded of the music industry in his dealings with artists. I wanted to wait until I was financially great so I could ensure that I was addressing this from a pure place and not out of spite. To add insult, you keep screaming black excellence and love, but I know love isn't free, Mase wrote in a social media post. This is not black excellence at all. So, there you have it, 3 different people pointing the finger at Diddy for taking out Biggie for financial gain. The former FBI agent, 50 Cent, and Mace. Do you still need more proof? Well, that's it from us today. Until next time, bye.